Greetings, Sir Shrimpington here, and today they released the Tidal Tomb expansion. It's November 16th, 2025, and we're going to walk through all of the patch notes. I haven't read these at all, so this is completely live, blind reaction to the patch notes, and it is a long page, so let's not mess about, let's get through it. Alright, Tidal Tomb Dungeon. Players can now access Tidal Tomb Dungeon. Good. It's a 3-floor dungeon. Here's some images of the layout. Alright, now Tidal Tomb has a unique mechanic. Oxygen and underwater levels. Levels 2 and beyond of Tidal Tomb are considered underwater levels. Gold drops amount and experience earned are increased by 5% in underwater levels. While inside an underwater level, players and their followers are subject to the Tidal Tomb's oxygen mechanic. Oxygen. While in an underwater level, players will slowly lose oxygen over time. Think Sonic the Hedgehog. Leaving the underwater level by returning to level 1, or exiting the dungeon, will fully refill a player's oxygen. Players can also fully refill their oxygen from a recovery dolphin, explained later. Alright. A player's remaining oxygen amount is displayed in an oxygen hotbar displayed for the player, which looks like this. It has like a nice submerged helmet and an oxygen bar. Nice. Players in an underwater level will also have the underwater buff icon, which explains that you're underwater, you're losing oxygen, and etc. So you'll have this on your buff bar. Minor oxygen deprivation. If a player has been underwater for 10 minutes without refilling their oxygen, they will enter minor oxygen deprivation. While in minor oxygen deprivation, the player will lose 5 health, unpreventable, every 5 seconds. Damn. While they're above 66% health. No impact if they're below. Okay? So it basically keeps you at 66% health. While in minor oxygen deprivation, the player's followers will lose 5% of their health every 5 seconds. It's the same thing. Yeah. Players suffering from minor oxygen deprivation will have a buff icon explaining the mechanic. So it looks like it's when this first bar empties, you reach minor oxygen deprivation. So you're losing 5 health every 5 seconds until you reach 66% health. And then you have a second bar, and let's see what happens when that empties. Major oxygen deprivation. If a player has been underwater for a total of 20 minutes without refilling their oxygen, they will enter major oxygen deprivation. While in major oxygen deprivation, the player will lose 10 health every 5 seconds, while they're above 33% health. And same with followers. Players suffering from major oxygen deprivation will have the buff icon explaining the mechanic. Okay, so it doesn't kill you. You can literally just be underwater permanently, and you won't die. It doesn't seem like it kills you. You just go down to 33% health. Recovery dolphins. Players will find good-natured recovery dolphins at the entrances to level 3 and boss and mini-boss rooms. Every 5 seconds, recovery dolphins will fully refill the oxygen levels for all nearby players. Look at him. Cool. Pressure effect. Pressure is a new type of effect that certain creatures, including tamables, will now inflict. When a pressure effect is applied, it will not immediately afflict any damage. Instead, when any pressure effect on a target expires, all existing pressure effects on the target will resolve simultaneously, inflicting the listed damage as raw damage, ignoring armor. Afterwards, all pressure effects are removed from the target. What? Dude, think of the PvP implications. Would this work in PvP? Example. The following happens to a player. Player is hit with 5 damage pressure effect with 15-second duration. Player is hit with 10 damage pressure effect with 30-second duration. Player is hit with 15 damage pressure effect with 60-second duration. When the 15-second duration pressure effect expires, so for the first one, all 3 pressure effects will resolve, resulting in the player taking 5 plus 10 plus 15 equals 30 raw damage, and then all pressure effects are cleared. Okay. Tidal Tomb. I'm allergic to Tidal Tomb, apparently. So it doesn't say if this pressure effect can be applied to other players, like in PvP, but it does say that you can inflict it from tamables. So we'll see the implications there, I guess. Tidal Tomb Dungeon Hue. It's hue 1688, and it's this nice blue. This actually looks really nice. Damn, yeah, that's a really nice ocean color. Ocean drip. All right, boss rares. We have a little snake statue. This looks very nice. Shell TM. Pillar covered in what, coral? Ooh, coral chair, coral throne, I guess. And this really nice fossil. Damn, I like this fossil, I like this chair, I like this statue. These, take it or leave it. Mini boss rares. Spooky net. I can't even tell what this is. A puffer fish on a mount thing would look nice in a nautical room. Ooh, an anchor. And then some urchins and a blob. Bouncing air bubbles. Players in underwater levels of Tidal Tomb, level 2 and onwards, have an extremely rare chance to discover a bouncing air bubble as a decorative loot item on a creature corpse. Nice. So it's just like a dungeon rare, basically. It looks cool. It's animated. It bounces up and down. Nice. Ooh, we have new plants. Okay, now you can tell I'm excited. 3 new plants. We have, I don't know what they're called. There's no names here. But we have this really nice one where it looks like there's like a pearl in the middle. And then a bush. A bush. And like, whatever this is. I like this one. I'm not a fan of these two. These are a bit plain. But this one? Heck yeah. Hang on. I need to like snort. Okay. I like this plant. Redline trophies. Here you go. I haven't reached Redline yet. I know what these are, but I haven't reached this yet. This looks really nice. Very Forgotten King. If you've played League. Redline system. The Redline system has been overhauled. So this is for you Chad players. And has a new menu layout. Ooh. Well, I haven't seen the original menu layout, so... but, ooh, yeah. Okay, caps, max, limits, and upgrade counts. Each Redline upgrade type will now display the player's current cap, max, limit next to it, and will display in green text if the player has improved it with each Redline upgrade. Players can now see how many times they've improved a specific upgrade type and the maximum number of times it may be upgraded. Okay, so current cap 50.5 because they've done one upgrade, and the default cap is 50. They've upgraded it once, it says 0.5, and it says you can upgrade it 20 times max. So it's just like more information for the player, basically. Very nice. New upgrade types. There are now multiple pages of Redline upgrade types that players may switch between. Yeah, so they've added these follower upgrades, I think. Follower damage resistance cap, follower attack speed cap. They've added these weight capacities for camping enjoyers, I suppose. Max damage for any hit. I think these were already in the game. Yeah, so follower attack speed bonus cap. Yeah, it's not really explaining a whole lot here. This upgrade allows you to increase the damage resistance cap for their followers for any mechanic that provides damage resistance. Yeah. Max damage for any hit. This upgrade increases the maximum amount of damage players allowed to inflict with a single hit. Oh, this wasn't already a thing. Okay. So you can go over 10,000 now, and it goes up by 250 per increase. So what's the maths on that? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. It goes up to 5,000, right? So you can make your max hit 15,000 now? That's kind of huge. Does that mean we can one-shot demons? Can we finally one-shot demons? Item and weight capacity, increase item, camping enjoyers. Mastery chain effect type and limit. This upgrade increases the max number of mastery chain links a player can have installed in a mastery chain that have the same effect type. So normally you can only have a base limit of 10, except for there's like one link item rare loot chance where it's 20, whatever. For example, a player could normally only install 10 links that increase follower attack speed, but could improve that to 15 with Redline. Note, special loot, here we go, and rare loot chance links have an exemption, and normally can have 20 links installed, which can be increased to 25. We can have 25? That means you can have, with links, I think gold, special loot, and rare are 2% increase in special loot chance and rare loot chance. So you could have a 50% increased chance of special and rare loot with this new effect. That's actually insane. That's so silly. Exceeding effect type limit. If players ever have more links of a single effect type installed on their mastery chain then they can support, they'll see warning, effect type limit exceeded in red text in their mastery chain. So this big red text. Players will also get a system message warning when they change echoes or reset redline points. Followers. All right, is this the taming changes? Experience levels. Players can now level tamed creatures up to 15. It used to be 10. Experience amounts needed to increase the creatures from 11 to 15 are much larger than normal. So it's basically the same as Aspect, where you get to 10, and then boom, all of a sudden the Aspect XP jumps. Increase dramatically with each, yeah, so it's the same as Aspect. The amount of stats still increased by tamed creatures received for level 11 through 15 are as follows. Plus, I'm sorry, I'm going too quick. Hit points plus 5% per level. Attack speed plus 1.25%. Damage plus 2.5%. Wrestling. Armor plus 1. Magic plus 2. Poisoning. Who cares? Okay, cool. So we can make our pets even stronger than we could before. So that is straight up just a taming buff. And this would make command armor. There are some command changes. I can see them right here. But from how command worked previously, it would make you level up your tames faster. So it would actually give command more of a use. Because if this takes a long time, command armor is basically going to be like the fortune armor of leveling tames, right? Earning creature experience. Streamline the creature experience earning code to more closely match those for other player-based systems. Okay, so creatures will now level up in the same way that codexes and mastery chains do, etc. Apparently it was different. Didn't even know. When a player kills a creature, all of the player's tamed followers will earn creature experience regardless if they actively damage the target, as long as they are within 24 tiles. Previously, only damaging followers would qualify. Okay. Command Aspect. Command Aspect will no longer grant bonuses on taming chances and experience gain. Fuck! I just said that. These bonuses have been effectively migrated into the base handling of animal taming. Okay, fair enough. Command Aspect now has follower attack speed bonus plus 2.5 plus 0.75% per tier. Cool. Followers now get bonus attack speed from command, going up to a maximum at tier 15. Well, not maximum, but you know what I'm saying. Tier 15, 13.75%. Very nice. Yeah. I like this change. This is just straight up a buff. This is straight up a buff to tamers. Follower attack speed overpower. If a follower's attack speed bonuses ever exceed their cap, any excess amount will be treated as bonus damage. I think that's the same as, I think that works on people too. Example, a player's follower has a total of plus 80% bonuses to attack speed from abilities, blah, blah, blah. The follower also has a 60% cap. When damaging other creatures, the follower will receive 80% negative, so 20% bonus to all damage dealt. Yeah, so it's just like an overhit, basically. Melee attacks. Followers making melee attacks against creatures will now have a minimum hit chance of 40%. Followers who miss while making a melee attack against creatures, this isn't PvP, will gain a cumulative plus 20% hit chance bonus, which will be applied after calculating the minimum hit chance. Cumulative hit chances from this mechanic are cleared when the follower hits. Some unique creatures that have 200 plus wrestling, what? or are not intended to be hit, will be exempt. So it'll basically just be, your monster will hit, it has a 40% chance to hit, then it misses, it hits again, 60% chance, misses, hits again, 80% chance, misses, then it has a 100% chance to hit. Very good. Taming chances. The chance to successfully tame a creature is now taming skill minus creature's minimum taming skill multiplied by 8%. Previously it was 4%. So your chance to successfully tame has massively gone up. It's been doubled, basically. The minimum chance to tame a creature is now 10%, and it was 5%. This is really good for people that haven't... This is really good for people that have already leveled taming. Oh, in fact, they're going to change the skill gain. I'm not even going to talk about it. They're just going to change it. Let's read that first. The rate of skill gain for the animal taming skill has been vastly increased. Okay, it doesn't matter. What I was about to say does not matter. There's no longer a maximum amount of taming skill players can gain from taming an individual creature. That's good. It used to be 0.2. It was terrible. However, creatures that have been successfully tamed one or more times will have a penalty. Wait, what? So you can tame a creature, release it, tame it again, and you'll still get skill gain, you just have a penalty? Is that right? Am I reading that right? If that's true, you can just tame it in your in-room AFK. Right? Just set up a script to release the creature and then tame it again. I don't like that. If I'm reading this right. creatures that have been successfully tamed will have a penalty, but you're still going to gain skill gain. I don't know how I feel about that. Passive taming. The passive taming mechanic has been overhauled. Thank God. The #1 comment I get on my animal taming guide is, I did not understand passive taming. So thank God. Players will no longer store passive taming points and instead use the following mechanic. Whenever a player kills a creature, each of their tamed followers that has a minimum taming, that is within 10 skill points of the player's printed animal taming skill, will contribute towards giving the tamer a chance to make free passive skill checks for the animal taming, lore, and herding skills, with increased skill gain chance compared to normal. Ooh. Wow, really? For example, a player at 50 animal taming skill can receive free skill checks when killing creatures using tamed followers that require 40 to 60 minimum taming, or a player with 90 animal taming can receive free skill checks using 80 to 100 minimum taming, and so on. Unlike the previous mechanic, this is a skill check and not automatic skill gain, but it will occur much more frequently and will not require the player to bank passive amounts to qualify. So basically, let's say you're a brand new Timmy's first animal tamer, and you have level 50 and everything, because you've paid to go to 50. You can just tame these frogs. The Colossal Frog is like baby's first tame in New Player Dungeon. And you can just tame a bunch of them as followers, go and kill stuff, and you'll just gain animal taming levels. And animal taming, herding, and animal lore, was it? I can't find it now. Animal taming, animal lore, and herding. That's huge. It's going to be so much easier to level an animal tamer now. And my entire animal taming guide is now completely out of date. Shit. Nice. Resolving passing taming skill checks. The chance to make a free passive skill check for taming skills when a creature is... blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Gold value earned by player multiplied by taming skill scalar, multiplied by valid follower count, divided by 5, divided by 1,000. I'll leave that to someone else. Taming skill scalar is a scalar bonus players receive at different printed animal taming skill as followed. 0 to 50, 10. 50 to 55, 8. So it just goes down every 5 levels, basically. And then at 115 to 120, it goes down to 1.3. So basically you have less chance of getting the skill gain, right? As you get higher level. It makes sense. It's just like harder to gain XP as you level up. Another example, a player with 50 animal taming skill using 2 colossal frogs that have a minimum taming of 50 and each take up 2 control slots. The player and their followers deal damage to an orc that is killed and earn 100 gold from it. The player would have 100 multiplied by 10, multiplied by 4 divided by 5, divided by 1,000, 80% chance to get a free passive skill check for taming skills. Okay, so the 100 is the gold. The 10 is the... What is the 10? Let me look at the thing again. Taming skill scalar. Yes, because that's this number. So this is, yeah, this. And then multiplied by valid follower count. 4. So this is just checking your slots, basically. Divided by 1,000, which is a flat number. So it gives you 80% chance. Okay, cool. Making passive skill checks. If a player receives a passive skill check, they will make a skill check for the following skills. Animal taming, lore, herding. With animal taming having a 2x2 skill gain chance. Animal lore having a ×4 and herding having a ×10. Jesus, leveling animal taming is going to be so easy now. Cooldown. Once a player receives a passive taming skill check, they will have a 15-second cooldown before another one can occur. Okay, so you can't just spam it and kill 10 things at once and get a bunch. If you kill 3 mobs all at the same time with an AoE, you'll only get 1 check. You have to kill things one at a time, basically. If anyone just leveled animal taming in preparation for all these changes, I'm sorry, Viscount. Healer's Codex. Healer's Codex upgrades will now apply to a player's followers. Ooh. Okay. Healer's Codex upgrades will now work when the player either bandages a target or uses vet supplies, thank God. To use a Healer's Codex, the player must now have either 80 healing or anatomy, or at least 80 vet or animal lore. Have either 80 healing and anatomy. So that's normal. That's how it's always been. Or they've now added, you can just have vet and animal law. So we don't need to be adding healing and anatomy to our tamers. You should already have vet and animal law on your tamers. So you can just pick up the healing codex and you can use this right now. That's huge. You can have pressure points on your pets. You can overheal them. You can have combat medic with this is going to make everything much tankier. This is massive. Dude, veterinary supplies already go off quite quickly. How's that going to work with... I take it self-heal won't work with this, right? Like on your pets, it'll only count for you still. This is huge. This is huge. Having pressure points on your pets... Damn, Tamer's back, baby. Veterinary supplies. When using veterinary supplies, any applicable healer codex upgrades will apply to the player and all followers in range. The self-treatment upgrade will not work. Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying that. Okay, good stuff. Upgrade. Oh, Paragons. At the bottom. We'll get there. Upgrade descriptions. The upgrade descriptions for healers' codex upgrades have been adjusted to remove the word bandaging, and will now use the word healing, as it now applies to bandages and vet supplies. Okay. Descriptions are as follows. Combat medic... So they've just changed the description to just be more clear because they upgraded it. I'm not going to read through these. It's just very obvious, you know. Let's get down to Paragons. When creatures spawn as Paragons... They will now appear as one of the 3 types of Paragon, lesser, regular, or greater. So regular Paragons just say Paragon. It doesn't say regular, it just says Paragon. Lesser Paragons have a 60% chance, have a moderate bonus to stats and skills. Okay, so this is new. The way Paragons used to work, from what I read on the wiki, is that the only difference in stats between a regular monster and a Paragon was that the Paragon had more HP. That's it. It didn't do more damage, it didn't do anything. It was just more HP, it was just took longer to kill. But they've changed that. So lesser Paragon, 60% chance of spawning, have a moderate bonus to stats and skills. Paragons, 30% chance of spawning, have a large bonus, and greater, 10% chance of spawning, have a very large bonus. The Paragon chest found on the corpse of the creature will always match the Paragon type of the creature. So greater Paragons will always leave a greater chest. Makes sense. And it now just shows you, and it just says greater, lesser, regular. This is great. Before it used to say, for those that don't know, it used to just say Paragon, and then you would kill it, and you would just get a random chest, lesser, regular, or greater, and you wouldn't know what you were getting until the thing died. Now it's going to tell you, which is awesome. That doesn't seem like they've changed. That's it. They haven't changed anything else. It just shows you it, and then it seems like they maybe they increased it, made them harder because they have increased stats and skills now. I'm fairly certain that wasn't a thing before. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, Challenger Dungeon. This is huge. Concept. During Friday Night Reset, each week, one of our core dungeons will be randomly selected as a Challenger Dungeon for the duration of the week. Let's go. While a dungeon is a Challenger Dungeon, all normally occurring creature spawns inside of the dungeon will be upscaled in their stats and skills, similar to that of a lesser Paragon. Okay. Viewing the Challenger Dungeon. So it'll just be on the same menu that we're all used to using. You can view this outside of Prev Bank if you're not sure on this little board, and it's going to have this really cool piece of art with the skeleton. This is very nice. The current Challenger Dungeon will be displayed in red in the Atlas. Very cool. The current Challenger Dungeon will be displayed in red in the Moongate. Okay. Spawns. When Friday Night Reset occurs, all spawned creatures in the previous week's Challenger Dungeon and the new week's Challenger Dungeon will immediately despawn to ensure we don't have lingering creatures with incorrect stats. For the duration, I kind of want to stand inside a dungeon when the Friday night happens and just watch this happen and watch all the mobs just go blah. For the duration of the week, all newly spawned creatures in the new week's Challenger Dungeon will upscale their stats and skills as if they were a lesser Paragon. Upscaling. When a Challenger Dungeon creature is upscaled, it will recalculate its difficulty value based on the changes in stats and skills, and automatically adjust its gold value and experience granted to player on death, similar to Paragons. Effectively, all creatures in a Challenger Dungeon will be worth more gold and experience because they have higher stats. Awesome. This is awesome. Paragons. Paragon creatures can still occur inside Challenger Dungeons and will be even further upscaled. Damn, can you imagine a greater Paragon on Aegis 4? Sanctuary Dungeon. Dungeons will never occur as a sanctuary dungeon and challenger dungeon simultaneously. Yeah, that makes sense. Valid dungeons. All core dungeons can become challenger dungeons. Time dungeon and the new player dungeon cannot, which is fine. Wilderness and ocean will never be considered. Ah, that's a shame. This is actually a shame. So wilderness and ocean can't be considered. I mean, it makes sense. I think wilderness makes sense. You don't want new players running around the wilderness and all the mobs are just insta-killing them. That would be funny. But ocean? I don't know. Challenger ocean. Maybe they just don't want ocean players getting even more XP. Luthier's. All right. Society jobs and guild favors. Society jobs will occur for the challenger dungeon as normal. Guilds will not be able to activate guild favors for challenger dungeons. Okay. If a guild already has a guild favor activated for the dungeon, that becomes the challenger dungeon. The guild favor has 50% or more of its duration, it will be refunded. Eee. This could be abused, but I'm not going to go into it. Mini-bosses and bosses. Mini-bosses and bosses, along with their spawned minions, will not be affected by challenger dungeons and will not upscale. Okay, so if you want to fight the ossuary boss, or mini-boss, and the ossuary dungeon is the challenger dungeon, the boss will not be harder and will not give bonus XP because of the challenge dungeon, and neither will any of the minions that the boss spawns. So, kind of a shame, to be honest with you. Would have been cool to fight a massive, you know, crawl hive hydra with upscaled. Would have been hilarious, but here we are. Achievements. Players can now complete challenger achievements. Challenger achievements under the slaying category for killing creatures inside of challenge dungeons. New achievements. Let's go. Dude, I'd like to just say, by the way, the bar to scroll down, we're like halfway down the bar. And I've been recording for 26 minutes. I don't know how long these patch notes are going to be. Jesus Christ. So there's some more stuff, basically. Kill stuff in challenger dungeons. Definitely exciting. I'm excited to try this out. Omni boss updates. All Omni bosses have been redesigned and have new abilities. Let's go. Players should find Omni bosses much more threatening. Oh no, I was already dying. And a greater challenge to tackle. Cool. That's it. There's nothing else about it. It just goes straight to factions. There's no more information. Factions. Faction kills. Basic faction kills are now worth 150 faction score. Okay, I don't play factions. I'm just going to read through this. I don't understand it. So, upgraded faction kills. Near flags, castles, waypoints, near VIPs, faction caravans, contested bosses, etc. are now worth 300 faction score. Flag carrier kills are worth 450 faction score. Cool. Faction VIPs. Faction VIPs will now spawn outside of their respective faction castles a short distance from the main gate. When a faction VIP spawns, the walls of that faction castle will no longer be repaired, and the main gate of that castle will be removed. Players from opposing factions will no longer be automatically ejected from the faction castle at which the VIP spawns. VIP mechanics. The faction VIP will exist for 10 minutes, same as before. All factions can now attack the faction VIP. The faction VIP. There is no longer a defending faction. VIP scoring. Every 15 seconds, any player who damaged the VIP within the last 15 seconds will earn 15 faction score, if their faction was the only faction to have damaged the VIP during that time. Players will not earn any faction score if they're hidden or have faction death penalty in effect. Damaging faction walls while a VIP is present will no longer be worth additional faction score. Kills near VIPs. Any valid faction kills occurring within 100 tiles of the faction VIP are considered upgraded faction kills for increased faction score. I don't play factions. Let me know if these are good updates down below. I don't know how factions works. I'd love to hear from you guys that actually play it. Ocean. I've been doing a lot of ocean content lately, baby. Let's go. Spyglasses. Spyglasses will now show what the player's search radius is. Oh, that's very good. Thank you. Towards player ships and other entities. This is nice. This is really nice. This will be really good for seeing my radius with or without cartography. That's all I'm thinking of. But that is very nice. So we can see here that they can see players within 75 and other things like fishing spots and whatnot within 150. Why is this pirate ship of the line grey? And the galleon is red. What? They've changed the colors. Search result colors. Friendly player ships are green. So this is like your own ship and whatnot. Unknown player ship, orange. Infamous player ship is now red. Okay, NPC ships are now grey. This is going to be so confusing for people that are already used to ocean content. Fishing spots and boss creatures. Yeah, those are the same. Oh, they've changed fishing spot to... What? Okay. Why? Fair enough, but why? The colors for various search results for a spyglass have been updated. Yeah. Infamous 30 plus. Didn't it used to be 10 plus? Infamy and ocean notoriety. By default, players on the ocean will display as orange to other players unless they're friendly. So it used to be grey. Now everyone's orange. Any player who has 30 or more infamy will display as red in search results and in-game, unless they're friendly to the player. Like a guild member or something. Note, players will still receive search radius adjustments for having less than 30 infamy. They simply receive red display status when they reach 30 or higher. Infamy kills. Killing or sinking another player who has 30 infamy or more and appears red will not increase your infamy. Infamy is like the Ocean's version of PvP counts, right? NPC ship aggression. NPC ships of the fishing, merchant, explorer, and tradesman faction will now be aggressive to players by default, and they're no longer neutral. Okay. Increase the doubloon value of fishing ships. Very nice. So there's no longer any neutral ships on the ocean. Rebalance the baseline cannon accuracy of NPC ship factions for monstrous factions such as demons and hive. It just says rebalanced. It doesn't say whether they made it worse or better. So they're either going to now destroy us or now do less damage. It does not say. Treasure fleet ships. Hello. Treasure fleet ships, which previously only appeared during the Mid-Sea event, will now occur as very rare NPC ships. Treasure fleet ships will always have one guaranteed crew member contract or ship upgrade deed. Clap. In addition to normal loot rolls for contracts or upgrade deeds occurring. Wow, so you're guaranteed one, but you can actually get a second one with the regular roll going too. Treasure fleet ships can now occur as paragons as well. Jesus Christ. Yay. Castaways. Players will have a chance to encounter castaways while at sea. Castaways are NPCs that will occasionally spawn on fishing spots and NPC ships. Each castaway has a target town destination they must return to. What? Accepting castaways. Players can accept a castaway onto their ship by approaching within 8 tiles and using the Accept Escort shift-clicked menu. So you don't have to actually fish at the spot to get them. You just click on them and accept the escort. So you don't have to actually participate in anything crazy here. Players can also say, I will take thee. I will take thee to accept a castaway on their ship. Castaways on ship. Players will not be able to accept a castaway on the ship if any hostile creatures are present. Okay, so if the castaway is on an NPC ship, you have to clear it of mobs first. Players can accept castaways from another player's ship if that ship is unoccupied. Or is considered friendly. So if you are PvP and you kill another player's crew and that player is gone, you can steal their castaways. Passenger limit. Players can have 2 castaways at a time, okay? Abandoning castaways. Players can abandon castaways by shift-clicking and abandoning, right? Abandoned castaways, it'll just straight up delete the NPC. If a ship ever sinks or docks, all castaways on board will automatically be treated as being abandoned. So don't dock by accident. Let's see how you rescue them. Rescuing them. To rescue a castaway, players must sail them to the town listed for the NPC, which is displayed on single click. So this one says Shelter Island. A rescue is completed if the NPC enters the guard zone of the listed town, or the player double-clicks a dockmaster within the town. Note, the guard zone in some coastal towns do not extend far into the ocean, so the player should use a dockmaster in these locations. But each town should have several reachable. Okay. Reward. This is what I really care about. When a player successfully rescues a castaway, a random ship upgrade or crew member contract is added to their pending salvage. This is huge. This is so good. No longer do we need 8 billion tidings to get upgrades and crew members. We can just do castaways. This is very cool. There are now new achievements as well called Coast Guard for rescuing castaways. Society jobs. Each week there'll be a randomized difficulty rescue castaway society job available for the Seafarer League, and the picture is like a fucking, is that a pelican? A puffin? A pelican? I forget what bird this is. Very cool. Nice. Ocean and mini bosses. There can now be 3 ocean mini bosses spawned simultaneously between natural spawns and guild spawns. There can now be 3 ocean bosses spawned in the world simultaneously. 3 minis and 3 ocean bosses. Ocean bosses and mini bosses will never spawn within 200 tiles of an existing one. Okay. Arenas. These ocean changes. This is huge. I'm very happy with this. The only thing I'm a bit weirded at is they changed the color of fishing spots to blue. Fishing spots used to be purple. Now they've made bosses, well, pink. I see it as purple. They've made bosses pink and they've made this blue. I don't know. Fine, whatever. It's really inconsequential. But I'm going to have to be careful and remember that unknown ships are now orange, because orange used to be infamous ships, and infamous ships are now red. Red used to be NPC ships, and NPC ships are now grey. Grey used to be unknown ship. So it's all moved around. So you have to keep that in mind if you're used to ocean content. Oranges aren't as scary anymore. Arenas. Reward points. Players now earn... I've never done arenas. Please let me know below if these changes are good. Players now earn 4 reward points for participation in a tournament. Players now earn 6 reward points for winning round in a 1v1. Players now earn 12 reward points per winning round in a 2v2. Arena rewards. Players can now purchase new clothing items. Here we go. Death Mask. It's an exceptional quality leather cap. And it's like a gas mask. It looks creepy. Victory Amulet. This little amulet here. And Victory Bracelet, which is this little bracelet. Victory Sash. Doesn't this just look the same as the sash you can buy from the tailor? Maybe it's on a different layer. I'm not sure about this one. Arena Torch. Very cool. Black Torch. That looks pretty damn cool, actually. Arena Direwolf Mount Token. Players can now purchase an Arena Hue Direwolf Mount Token as an arena reward. There you go. Arena Trophies. Upon completion of any arena tournament, non-boxing, the winning player will now automatically receive an arena trophy in their backpack. Arena trophies list the tournament type, the players on the winning team, and the date of the tournament. Arena trophies are temporarily blessed for 60 minutes. Okay, so you get a trophy for winning. Arena Headstone. Players can now purchase Arena Headstones as an arena reward. It says RIP on it, and it's like a little gravestone. Very cute. Arena Headstones are blessed. They're just blessed. The players can use to celebrate victory in combat. They're just straight up blessed. If a player is within 4 tiles of a corpse of a player they landed a killing blow on, they can double-click on the arena headstone and target location. This will place a temporary headstone graphic at the corpse location when single-clicked. It will display the details of the death. So he clicks on it. Here lies Seraphi killed by Luthieus. The temporary headstone graphic will last for 30 minutes, unless the location features item removal mechanics. Players can only use Arena Headstone once every 30 minutes. Players can single-click their Arena Headstone to see how long they have. That is so cool. This is so cool. PvPers are going to love this. You can kill someone and then use the headstone on them. That's so funny. Or even like Path, you know, going around killing reds. This is such a cool idea. This is so funny. I love this. This is great. That's great. Damn. I'm going to start doing Arena so I can buy that. Battle Tattoo Deeds. Players can now purchase Battle Tattoo Deeds, which are available for purchase as arena rewards, and they're all here. There's like some blood scars. These are damn spicy. Some stitching scars, bite marks, I think, and scratch marks. These are pretty good. God, these blood marks are messed up. Battle tattoos come in deed form and must be double-clicked to unlock. Once unlocked, players can apply unlocked battle tattoos at the stylist. Yep, same as usual. Battle wounds will not adopt tattoo hues because they're skin-colored. Okay. Faction rewards. More faction stuff. Faction clothing. Players can now purchase a large number of new faction clothing items from faction rewards. Players do not have to be a member of factions in order to be wearing the clothing. Players can mix and match clothing items from any of these sets freely. Andarian clothing. Looks nice. Cambrian clothing. Revelian and Terran. Ooh, the Terran one looks damn good. Let's go. I think you can tell which one I like the most because I kind of popped off on that one. Faction shield covers. Whoa. Players can now purchase faction shield covers from faction rewards. Players do not have to be a member of the faction in order to utilize the cover. Shield covers allow player to automatically restyle a shield. They equip, of any type. Speaking. To appear like a faction shield. Damn. These look damn good. No, I don't want to do factions. Don't make me do factions. I'm not ready to do factions yet. Shield covers are blessed items that must be kept in a player's backpack or adventurer satchel to be utilized. So you just like click on the shield, I guess. Whenever a player equips a shield, if they have a shield cover in their backpack, the equipped shield will automatically adopt the graphic. Cool. So he has the Andarian shield cover. He has a metal kite shield. He equips the metal kite shield, and it just takes. It looks like the Andarian cover, and you can see even his character on the paper doll and on his character in the game. Very cool. When the player unequips or drops the shield or dies, the shield will return to its normal graphic. Players can dye shield covers with accessory dyes, and they take 6 dyes rather than 1. 6 accessory dyes? I guess they're trying to bump that accessory dye value. Faction decorations. Players can now purchase a large number of faction decorations. Okay, so they have a horse thing, some flags and whatnot, a gong, a banner, and yeah, there you go. You can see them. It's like a big picture. Visual style arrows. For faction rewards, items that can be rotated, restyled to display different visual styles specific to each faction, there will now be a left-right arrow available to preview the different styles. That's nice. When players purchase these types of items, it will adopt the visual style they last selected in the menu. Very cool. Is that only for faction stuff? I'm hoping they'll bring this to like the Prev Merchant. For example, in the Halloween event recently, you could rotate the pile of bones and make it look different. I'd love if they, yeah, it seems like this is just for faction rewards right now, but it looks like they're implementing this, so watch this space. This is very cool. Faction mount gear. The following new mount gear items are available for purchase from faction rewards. Grand Checkered Caparison, Fine Checkered Caparison, and Plumed Champron. Yeah, they are. And that's it. Let's read through a few of the comments you guys have left so far. These notes just came out like within the last hour, so let's have a look. That's a lot of work. Fantastic job, Luthien and staff. The Tidal Tomb plants are so pretty. Lots of good changes here. Great job. Seems like a ton of time and effort, guys. Nice work, and thanks for what y'all are doing. Looks like some fantastic work. Nice picture. Wow, wow. Outlands has... Can I cut that out? Outlands has evolved beyond a simple free shard and has become the undisputed best MMORPG of all time. That's a statement. Looking forward to continuing to enjoy it in years into the future. Great patch. I'm not logged in, so I can't leave a comment. Whoops. All right, so what are you guys looking forward to from this patch? I mean, I'm looking forward to those ocean changes. The Castaway mechanic looks really cool. This Castaway mechanic where you can get ship upgrades and ship crew. This is insane. This is very cool. I would like it. I'm just going to say, I would like it if they made it so that you do kind of have to fish at the spot to get the Castaway. I'm just going to say that because basically PvE ship players can sail around and they can take these escorts, right? And they can take the escorts from the ships. But fishing players, I prefer fishing, can only take them from the fishing spots and not from the NPC ships because you have to clear the NPC ship before you can take the Castaway. So it would be nice if you kind of had to have a fishing net or something to do this, or I don't know. Fishing! But it's very, 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 very cool. Very cool. Not complaining at all. Really looking forward to trying that out. Gonna have to get used to the color changes. We're gonna have to keep an eye out for that. I'm gonna keep running away from orange players thinking that they're orange when they are orange. Orange used to be evil. I don't know anything about factions and all this other stuff. The Paragon mechanic, very cool. I mean, a new dungeon, I almost forgot because it was the first thing on the list. And the Challenger dungeon too. I haven't logged into the game today. I literally woke up and these notes have come out. So I haven't even played. Paragon's this is very nice. Just quality of life. Very nice. The Healing Tome working on Tamers. This is huge. Just scrolling up here and having a look. The leveling Tamer now is super easy. My Taming guide is now completely... My entire Taming guide is just fucked. It's just fucked. It's completely fucked. I might have to make another one. Being able to level your tames to 15, basically like an aspect, is very cool. Everyone's going to have a level 15 Phoenix. Redline changes. I haven't reached Redline yet, but, you know, for you endgame players, there you go. You got more stuff to spend stuff on. Kind of nutty. New plants. Am I the only one that's excited for that? Bouncing Air Bubble, Dungeon Rare. Boss Rares. Tidal Tomb, Tidal Tomb, Tidal Tomb. Tidal Tomb, Tidal Tomb. And this layout, by the way, I didn't really focus on this too much because I was so excited to get into the notes. But this dungeon, like graphically, it looks really cool, dude. Look at this thing. Like the colors and everything, just looks really nice. And this is where the dungeon is. This dungeon entrance has been on the map for a while, by the way, if you haven't checked it out yet. And yeah. What do you guys think about this new patch? I'm going to head into the game and check out Tidal Tomb. I'll be checking it all out on stream. The new dungeon, the taming changes, the ocean changes, these changes, those changes, that changes, those changes. Going to be checking it all out on stream. So check out my stream at twitch.tv/SirShrimpington. There should be a link in the description. Hit me up with a follow. I stream Monday to Friday, about 12 p.m. GMT onwards. I usually stream for about 8 to 12 hours a day. If you liked this patch note readout and you want more patch note readouts, then please leave a like so I know that you like this kind of content and I'll keep doing it. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. And I'm not going to edit out this end bit. I'm just going to click the stop recording button. Catch you guys next time.